I have been making videos since 2011, which is insane to consider. It's October 2016 as of the time of this recording. In just a handful of months, a few months' time, it's going to be 2017. And that's kind of mind-boggling to think I've been at this for so long, and I've gone through so many different phases. I'm not going to lie, though. It's something I've touched upon in several videos over the course of my tenure on YouTube. There are times, on again, off again, where it feels largely Sisyphean. That is to say, it feels like I'm carrying the weight, reliving the plight of Sisyphus from mythology, who was destined to forever roll a heavy boulder up to the apex of a hill, only to have it come crashing down again and have to start all over, ad infinitum, ad nauseum. And there are times where I felt very much like that in my tenure on YouTube. Whether it be every new anime season beginning and whatever episodes I decide to cover in episodic reviews, being, different or similar to things I've covered in the past and people losing interest or gaining interest, whether it be the mixed bag that my main channel on YouTube, JOHNNYsXeBLUES, is. Admittedly, I'm a very mixed bag of content because I have never conformed to the sort of old wives' tale that you can only like one thing and nothing else. Like you can only be an anime otaku and you can't like sci-fi fantasy, you can't like comic book movies, or you can be a comic book fan, love comic book movies, but you can't get into anime and all that kind of stuff. I'm somebody who has a multitude, a myriad of many different kinds of fandoms that I absolutely love and adore and drive my passions. And so when I approach making videos, I mean, that's very much what it's about. It's about whatever I have interest in, whatever is, I'm kind of flying by the seat of my fancies, whatever I have interests in or passions toward. And a lot of the things you'll see for the last few years, I've been covering predominantly anime. But I mean, I talk about Doctor Who whenever it's concurrent. I talk about Star Trek. I talk about comic book trades and manga and comic book movies, sci-fi fantasy movies, movies in general, trailers and things of that sort. I just talk about whatever excites me, whatever I gets my juices pumping. And I find it interesting because it's always been one of those situations where, like, as of current, I have just under 1,200 subscribers. At one time, I reached 1,205. It was the highest subscriber count I've ever attained. And through people either being drive-by subscribers, which is they see one or two videos, they think they have an idea of what I talk about all the time. They subscribe, and then when they see something that immediately doesn't conform to their interests or their assumptions, they, unsubscribe right away again. To also the purges that YouTube has been doing of getting rid of old accounts and dead accounts and things of that sort, fake accounts. And so I have been for several months now just sort of straddling that last 10 between 1190 and 1200 subscribers. And it's been interesting to me because I've always sort of loosely wondered, well, what factors into that? And I think a large chunk of it is that drive-by subscribing, that assumption that exactly what my channel is. You may think by seeing 5 anime reviews back to back that's all I cover, but if you actually take the time to look at my YouTube homepage, my cover page, if you will, you'll actually see on display is Star Trek, Doctor Who, sci-fi movies, movies in general, all that kind of stuff, comic books, anime. Yes, anime takes up a large chunk of what I particularly talk about, but that's not all there is. And I think that is something some people just have a hard time reconciling for themselves, resigning for themselves, that with me, with this cat, with JOHNNYsXeBLUES, you're going to be getting a bunch of different stuff. And I always find that somewhat hilarious. It's very much similarly to the idea of people disliking my videos. It's somewhat comical to me because why should I care? The only thing I'm even doing this for is to commune with like-minded people and have a conversation. So the only thing that really matters to me in the end is the comments I get, the conversations I get to have. And those returning viewers, whether they're liking and digging everything I happen to be covering or not, the fact that they keep coming back and I keep being able to have this open rapport with them is the only thing that matters to me. I've never monetized my videos. I don't have any aspirations to be YouTube famous or a personality or any of these kinds of things. Very much, if you take the time, I want you to know you're my friend. I consider you a friend and we're compatriots on this journey. So I mean, that's been the on again, off again thing. It's like sometimes it is frustrating, but I'm uber grateful for all of those cats and kitties out there, as I always say at the beginning of every one of my videos, who decide to strike up a conversation, decide to comment, take their time, you know, basically give of their time to even watch my video to begin with. And likes, dislikes, I mean, that's sort of the icing on the cake, I guess. It's somewhat funny that somebody has to conform to sort of being a bitch to my will, if you will, if they're going to come on and dislike and they don't even have the balls to say why or say anything. People who take the time gain and earn my respect, and I consider them friends along the journey. And so as frustrating as it can be to have been doing this from 2011 to almost going on 2017 and not really have much in the way of a huge subscriber count, it's all the individuals, all of you guys who watch and, you know, comment, take the time, that makes this worth doing. And so it's definitely as much a mixed bag as the content on my channel usually is. And for that, it just rocks my world. It makes my world go round. I love doing it.